How's it going, YouTube? My name is Trey. Today I'm going to be showing you the concepts of generic types in Java. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell if you want to watch more of my videos. Alright, let's get straight to the code. Let's say we want to create an object with multiple constructors. So for our first example, let's say we have generic types and we want to have taken an int. Then for our second constructor, we want to take in a string. Then for our third, we want to take in a character. Then I want to take in a double. So now you see how when you have a constructor with more than one or two types, it can be very redundant and take up a lot of time and space in your code. So this is when generic types comes in. So first we want to go up to our class name, and then beside our class name we're going to have T. That means in Java you want to take in any reference type. And T in this letter right here, it can be any letter. You can have generic A, generic B, but more often than not you're going to use the letter T. So now before we make our constructor, we can have a data field T, data. Inside our generics type constructor, now we can just have type T data. Then inside we'll have this dot data is equal to data. Next, in this example, I'm going to create a method called sayName. So public void sayName, and then it is going to print out my name is, and we're going to have plus this dot data. Now it's time to create our object and our main method. So first we're going to have generic types, and we're going to do type integer. You have to use the wrapper class version instead of primitive types, because primitive types don't have a reference. And also, when we create our generic types object of type integer, remember you have to put that type in the parameter because it relates to our constructor that we made earlier. So now we're going to have gt.sayName, and here we go. And my name is 10. And let's try to create another generic type object. Generic types string, gt2 is equal to new generic types, say Steve Austin, and we're going to have gt2 dot say name again. Yep, my name is Steve Austin. So that's our first example of generic types. Now let's go to our second example of generic types. Let's say you want to make a generic type of numbers. So you want to have any type of number, doubles, integers, longs, or any of those types. So at the top, as we started before, we're going to have T. Then inside, we're going to have extends number. And our data field is going to be T data. Inside, we're going to have T data. And we're going to have same thing, this dot data is equal to data. Now we're going to create a method called public void print number. Then we're going to have your number is this dot data. Now in our main method, we're going to have generic types integer, and inside we're going to pass in 23. Our second one, we're going to have generic types 2 double gt2 equal to new generic types 2 2 and we'll have gt dot print number and gt2 dot print number. There we go. We've printed an integer and a double. So let's say we pass in a number, a generic number in our parameters, and then have our method adjust to whatever that data type is. Now we're going to have gt dot print number, and we're going to say 55.3. So now you in our print number, we can type integers, doubles, longs, or any of those primitive types in our parameter because it's of generic type number. So that's how generic types work in Java. If you have any questions, comment below. All right, thank you for watching.